we're back and we've got to get this car ready for a burnout. So far we've got the engine and gearbox back in, we've got the drive shaft back in. We've just got to go through fitting another exhaust manifold, which we need to repair because we cut it apart. And so we'll get that on. We'll get all the guards and panels back on, and we'll see how far we get with that. And by the end of this video, we will have this car running, driving, and put back together and ready for a skid. So stick around and hope you like the vid. Cheers guys.
I'm not afraid to jump a gap, guys. Check that out. Alright, so we'll weld this up, we'll get it back on the car, and then we won't have flames bouncing around the engine bay. So this is just for the burnout. I just don't want to burn all my nice new paint off the chassis, and I don't want to catch anything on fire. So I want all this exhaust to be facing down and away. So I rushed ahead again. I cut that manifold up because I wanted to build a turbo manifold, and then I had to cut all that apart again to put this back on for the burnout for you guys. Anyway, so be it. Let's get it done. So we'll weld it up, chug it back on. See if I can get this back in here without breaking my spark plugs off. There we go. There we go. Alright. Gasket. Okay, that's on. Now, dizzy cap and leads, and
then we'll start putting these guards on. I don't think that rotor button's down all the way. Oh, now it is, but did I just break it? We're gonna find out. Oh God, imagine breaking that thing. How do you even find one of those? Go down to Beals and ask for a 1970s, 1980s probably, big cap rotor button. Oh yeah, we've got 10 of them on the shelf. Don't think so. I don't think so, Tim. I don't think so, Tim. Alright, chuck all these back on. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Well, besides nearly breaking that rotor button off, I think we're good to go. So everything's back on here now. Just got to put one wire to the coil and one wire to the starter motor to get this thing running. And that's it. So basically now what we're going to do is I'll go ahead and put the radiator support panel in, put the radiator in, plumb that up, get these guards on, and then we'll do the fuel system at the end. And that'll be it. Sweet. I've got a question for you H-series guys out there. When you're fitting your radiator support panel, these bushes, does the big section go to the top or the bottom? So I don't know if that goes there or if it goes there like that. Not sure. Definitely matters because one of them is bigger than the other. I guess we're about to find out when we get these guards on if it lines up or not. Anyway, might look that up before I get stuck into this. Give us a sec. Okay, so I don't know what the answer is because I couldn't find it online. I do have a workshop manual around here somewhere, but I don't know where that is either. But my theory, my logic is telling me use the biggest section towards the bottom because this is going to have all the weight of the radiator sitting on it. And I don't know if that's right or wrong, but that's the way I'm going to do it because it makes sense. So I'll do that, and if it doesn't fit, if things don't line up, then I'll switch them around. There you go, easy. I guess we're about to find out if that was right or wrong. Shit. Alright, guards are next, because this is back on. It looks pretty good. I think it's right, but we're about to find out. Anyway, let's get these guards on. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but I did have a fender, or a guard, this bad boy here, leaning up against the car. And as you can see, it is in pristine condition. Absolutely perfect. Guys, this the theme of this whole project is use what you've got, and I've got that. I've got, as you can see, I've got this one here. Salvaged that off of a rack. That's got an inner guard on it. I've got another inner guard over there, and I've got a series of white guards. I've got a bunch of other different stuff that I've collected over the last, I don't know, my lifetime. Because one day I wanted to build one of these. I actually wanted to build a sedan, but the ute came up, so I'm building the ute. And anyway, these are the bits I'm using, and we're gonna make it all fit together at the end, but for now, whatever we've got's going on here, and we're just gonna make it work. So, by no means are any of these panels perfect, but nothing on this car is, and it's all gonna fit. It'll work, don't worry. So, let's get them bolted on here now. So I've gone along already and I've chased the threads, just so you guys know. So anytime I put on a bolt on something that's old and rusty, I always run a tap through the holes first. just makes your installation process so much easier. You don't have to worry about snapping a bolt off in a rusty hole, and any number of issues can arise. So get a tap set. I've got taps and dies, and I use them on every single car basically that I ever build, because everything I work on is junk, and the threads are always full of gunk and rust and who knows what else. So get yourselves, I got a cheap one, it was like $123 I think on eBay, Imperial and metric. So, and yeah, like I said, I use it on everything. So do yourselves a favor, get one, and chase your threads before you go and stick any bolts in any holes you don't know what they're like, because you don't want to get 3/4 of the way through a job and snap a bolt off and then pull it all apart again. Anyway, enough rambling, get the guards on. Oh yeah, that's why. That's why. Our brake lines are getting in the way. I have to bend that one back out the way. Yep. Alright. That should be better. Yep. Okay, that guard's on. Tentatively. Now let's get that one on. Alright guys, we're finally going to make this thing look like a car. First time I've ever seen that with the guards on, so it should be interesting. Now, I do have an inner guard for this side, but I'm not going to put it on just at the moment. I'm not going to put it on just at the moment. Get it all mocked up first. Alright. What's the plan here? Let's go back a fair way. And that doesn't look like it wants to go back a fair way. So, what are we doing now? Get the guard bolted on back here first. There we go. Get a bolt in it just to hold it. There we go. What are we even worried about? Bolt it on. Not too bad. This is, I don't know where that panel came from, but that doesn't seem right, because the door and the guard have a pretty nice relationship there. But that is an aftermarket panel, so who really knows? The sorry guys, I'm not sure if you saw that. You can see the body line here. It's actually running along the car pretty nice. But this aftermarket panel that's sitting on there isn't lined up, but I'm not worried about it because I'll always be able to trim that down after the fact. So we've got the guards on. I'm just going to rip that bonnet hinge off because we're not going to run a bonnet right now. I'll get the nose cone on. We'll get it off the jacks and wheel it outside and have a look at it. I had a hell of a time finding a nose cone, and I don't know how you guys go about finding HQ stuff, but I haven't had any luck. I think Harry Haig said it best back in the day. Rest in peace, Harry. Harry used to say they want drug money for these things, and I agree, because I looked for a nose cone high and low, couldn't find one anywhere. My mate came to the rescue and gave me a very fair price on it, and I don't know how I would have found one otherwise. I was just checking outside of that pristine guard there. Check this out. Pristine, there's about a ½ inch of bog in that. So I'm not sure if the nose cone's even going to bolt up to that, but we'll see. Yeah, but geez, find a guard or a nose cone or any of these panels on these cars, you better have some money, guys, because they are not cheap. But if you're frisky, if you're thrifty, You just pick up what you can get and you fix it, make it good, which is what we're doing with this thing. So this will be a Frankenstein of a car. Every single panel on this thing will be from something else, and all the drive lines out of something else, tail shafts, a bunch of bits put together. But this is just proof that you don't need to have heaps of money, you don't need to have all the best of everything to have some fun. You just get out in the shed and make it happen. So that's what we're going to do here. Don't know what we're going to do with this guard, but we'll work it out. But for now, we'll get this nose cone on. I've got two to choose from, so not sure. I actually got a really good deal from mate. Thanks, Mick. Got two here. So this one here, that's off a tonner. They're both off tonners. This one's got no grill. That one does. I've got a grill up the top. Off of what's this grill? Get that down. Oh, my fire blanket's in the way. So I've got this grill here. I'm probably going to slap this in there. It's not the best grill, but it looks better than those one tonner ones. But I don't actually mind the one tonner ones. It's just not my taste. I like these, and this one is ugly, and it's going to match the rest of the ute. So we'll get that nose cone on, put this in, and we'll get it on the ground, eh? Nearly dropped it. Oh. Alright. Now I'm not sure if I'm supposed to put this on first or not. The perils of working on something you've never worked on before, I guess. The first thing about these H-Series utes, or H-Series Holdens, now looking at that, I'm thinking I was supposed to put it on first. Yeah. We'll make it work. Okay, it's not going to fit past the guard, so loosen this bolt here. Oops. Well, there you go. So that guard is not going to work because that is clearly off of something else. This one will, because that's the same shape. Alright, let's go through the parts and find if we've got another guard, because that's definitely not going to work. I'll give you a look at the shape here. You'll see for yourself. Now, I don't know if this is damaged or not, or if this is how it's supposed to be, but we've got, see the shape we've got here? I'm guessing that's off of a later model, because over here we've got HQ, which matches this. So that one's not going to stay on the car. So I'll go back out now, grab another guard. I'm going to have to take them both off anyway to get this nose cone on now. It's become very apparent that you put the nose cone on first. Alright. Hey man, if you don't know, you don't know. And I don't know because it's the first time for me on this car. Anyway, alright, I'll pull the guards back off. I'll put the nose cone on. I'll put that guard back on. And then I'll chase up another one for that side. Alright, so I'm back with the guard. Now, this one isn't as good as the one that's on the car, but the one on the car is not going to fit. So, as you can see, we've got some rust in the bottom corner here. That whole bottom of the panel, and it isn't as straight, but it matches in colour. So, we've got a fair bit of rust in here as well. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, guys, but in there, she's rusty. But I'm not worried about it. We're just going to send it. Now I'll just chase these threads before I chuck it on, and then get it on the car. Weird. And that's why you trial fit things.
Make sure things fit before you go and bolt them on. Nah, this is trial fitting, guys. I only put a couple of bolts in them just to make them sit on there, and this is why. Because I want to make sure stuff fits. Oh. Check this out. Gonna do some rust removal right now. Get rid of that. $50. Alright, chuck this one on. Hang on now. Have we learned nothing? Nose cone first. Okay, now go back like that. Oh, yeah. That's going to look okay. Get some bolts in that. Good. Don't need that anymore. There's no sun. Alright, so got these guards back on, got the nose cone back on, and this side actually doesn't look so good. Doesn't quite fit up against the door. So I'll give you a look at that. So these panels obviously aren't off the same car. Got this one off my friend Leonard. Cheers, Leonard. Still, even that door there is pretty gutted and rusted out. That wasn't cheap. But as you can see up here, monstrous gap. No gap. So I don't know what's going on there. Probably have to give it a trim or something. This will all tighten up. So that's okay. And then we've got, it's fitting really nice. Like that actually fits perfect. And then, over this side, this guard here has had quite substantial damage, but I can straighten this out, which I'm going to in just a minute. The good news with this side, obviously these two are off of different cars as well. That door, that came off of Marketplace, and that was, can't remember, 150, 200 bucks. It's rusted out. Still, these things aren't cheap. Anyway, this guard, as rough as it looks, actually fits way better. So got about the same thickness of gap top to bottom. The door opens perfect. Well, those hinges need some lube, but doesn't touch on the guard. So this side, I'm actually really happy with. Ah shit, just got a splinter in my foot. Did I get it? Yeah, I think so. Work boots always. Alright, so I can fix this. I'm not worried about that. I'm going to straighten that out in just a minute. I'm going to pull this forward, and this edge here has just been crushed over, so I'm going to pull this whole section forward as much as I can, straighten this out and just get it to bolt up. But that, I'm happy with that. It's got a nice patina. Once again, guys, like I said, over here this is raised up about 1/4 of an inch all the way around, so I'll run the zip disc through there, like the 1mm cutting disc on the grinder, and then I'll push that down, stitch it back up. I don't think I've ever shown you guys this before, but this panel was on here when I got it. Someone's gone along and put some rusty Clecos in it, Clecos, whatever. So I'll finish that off. The dash is rusty as underneath, so I'll tidy all that up. But yeah, I'll stitch that on just for cosmetic reasons. But as we're going around here now, we're actually starting to get together, so I'm pretty happy. Alright, at this point, what I'll do is I'll tackle that guard just for half an hour, get it straightened out as best I can. I'll put it back on, and then we're putting this thing outside. As always, guys, as you can hear, it's raining. It's been probably the wettest season
in a long time, longest that I can remember. It's not stopped raining, it's rained every single day. We have had brief moments where it's been sunny and blue, but it has just non-stop rained for months now, and it's awesome, but it is hard working in this little tiny area and not being able to push anything outside without getting rusty and destroyed. So we do what we can, but I am starting to get a little bit over it. I want some sun. I want to be able to work outside at least at night time if I have to push this stuff out. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, I'm a bit tired of just working in such a small space all the time. I've got a decent sized shed here, but I can't use it because I've always got to have stuff under cover. Anyway, we'll get this guard on here and we'll give it a touch up. Now, I want to pull this lip around and then I'm going to hammer this down flat. So, these guys, when you're doing this sort of stuff, like, disclaimer again, I am not a panel beater. I'm not anything to do with the auto finishing trade. All I know is what I've had to do in the past to get me through. So with this sort of thing, I like to try and imagine how did the damage occur and then basically reverse engineer that and get the dent out in the reverse fashion that it was put in there. So right at the moment, I'm just thinking that this has had a front end collision. It's just pushed it back and in. So I want to bring that back. So I'm going to peel this around and then flatten it back down. Simple. Not simple. I can manage, and this gets me through. And I use body filler. But I like to get it as straight as possible first. Anyway, give you a closer look. Give you a closer look what's going on here. This is the lip here that we want to get out. If you try and straighten this out with this curled around, you're fighting an uphill battle, guys. So don't do that. So come in here, slowly, a little bit at a time. You don't want to stretch your metal if you can help it. Get it back to close. Close, close, close. Alright, now, I'm going to run along and dolly this, and then I'm going to run along and dolly this. Say dolly, but I'm not going to use dolly, I'm going to use a couple of hammers. That weather is crazy! Alright, so before I get started, I need to mention the fact that to do this kind of work, you definitely need to go out and buy the most expensive body hammers and dollies that you can find. Just like me, I've gone out and I've found these. These were really expensive. They're the best that you can get, basically. Just kidding, guys. You don't need to go and buy fancy tools unless you're doing heaps of this stuff. It does honestly make it way easier. But for you guys at home that don't have that stuff, get yourself a big socket, get yourself whatever hammer you have, and you'll get through. It'll be fine. All right, now. Don't be scared. All right, now, you might not be able to hear on camera, but I'm actually not hammering into the dolly. What I'm doing is I'm finding the high spots, putting the dolly or the socket or whatever you want to use put this on the area that's right, hammer the high spot, okay? So like this. This here, hit here. You're not hitting the dolly, you're hitting next to it. Bring that high spot down low. Work that back and forth along, especially when you get to the back of a panel like this. The only thing you're going to achieve by hammering on your dolly is stretching the metal. And if you don't want to do that, you're going to ruin your panel. So get your dolly, put it next to the high spot, hammer on the high spot to bring it down lower. Okay? It's hard to get your head around because you think you should be hitting on there because that's where your dent is, but it's counterintuitive. You're just going to stretch that metal, it's just going to stretch and get thinner, and it's not going to look very good. So that's why it doesn't sort of matter so much what dolly you use if you're doing homework, stuff at home in the shed, because you're just trying to get it as close as you can. You're not metal finishing a panel. And at the moment we just want this to fit on the car. We don't even care if it's nowhere near perfect, so long as the bolts line up. So like I say, next to the dent, or next to the high spot. If it's a dent, turn the panel over, same exact thing, you're just doing it in reverse. Okay? Let's keep going. Now, obviously there are instances where you want to go hammer on dolly. So, you know, you're going to have to do some trial and error for yourself and figure this out. I have no formal experience. It's just how I've figured it out over time. So there are times you go hammer on dolly, there's times you don't go hammer on dolly. So you'll figure it out as you go. Just have a go. That's basically the spirit of this whole build. Is you guys out there that are a bit scared, don't be scared, just have a go. It's fun. And you'll learn heaps. Alright, where's my straight edge? Like I said earlier guys, half an hour on this is it. Half an hour. Alright, let's go. Now, is that straight on here? Nope. Alright, so there's no point in trying to get that dead straight because it's not dead straight on the other one. I think what we'll do for now is we'll give it a trial fit on the car. Look, I'll give that a bit of a knockdown. That's a bit high still. And then we'll get it back on the car. Now, what am I going to use this time? Keep in mind that every move you make moves something else. So this is a bit challenging sometimes, but like I say guys, don't be scared. Get stuck in, especially if it's old shit like this. Have a go. Now, we want to get this tightened up. Now that's the time when you want to use hammer on dolly. If you want to make a sharp edge, hammer on dolly. Alright, getting as close as we're probably going to get for tonight after spending half an hour on it. Let's chuck it on there and have a look. So, as you can see, it's a nice straight edge here now. It was right into here. So what I've done, peel this edge back out, flattened this, and then brought my edge back in. Okay? So it all looks symmetrical. We don't have any waves, ocean waves going on. And once we get it on the car, we can actually get this all straightened out nice. I can see grinder marks, I can see all sorts of damage. So this is never perfect, but we'll get it as good as we can with the time we have. But we'll get it back we'll get it back on there now, see how far off we are, or how close we are. Optimism, optimism, guys. Just do your best. We're not working at Ferrari or something like that. Working in the shed, building a Holden. All right, let's get this guard on. Don't know if you can see, guys, but in here we've got signs of a lot of body filler. The panel isn't straight, but it is what it is. Someone's had a go at fixing it. They didn't do a very good job, but they did what they could do. Now we're doing what we can do, so just make it better. Do the best you can. Even if it looks worse, have a go. At least you tried. Alright. Yeah, that's way better. Get the bolt in back here. It actually has to move a lot more than I realised, but we have brought it in quite a lot. So you can see here now, still got a gap here, but it's a much smaller gap. Oh, sorry for my big fat head. So if we wanted to, we could just put some bolts in there now. But I think what I'll do is I'll wait till tomorrow and I'll actually get this straight and dried out. And then I'll bolt it on there. Making a fair bit of noise out here, and it is after 10, so the neighbours don't really love it. But, geez, it's a lot closer than it was. So let's tackle this again tomorrow, and then we'll get it on the ground. It's raining heaps as well, so I'm a bit over it. All right, see us tomorrow. All right, that's it for this week, guys. I got out here this morning and finished off the quarter panel repair. I'll give you a quick look at that. So, as you'll see, I've actually put some matte black on here, but you can see in there, it is still the white panel. It's all rusty and everything. You can see all the grinder marks. Just put some matte black on there to make it all one colour, so I can see what the car's going to look like. But I've actually managed to get this guard spot on, perfect. And it's basically a symmetrical gap here, which I haven't bolted that up yet, but I'll get onto that. Just waiting for this paint to dry. But have a look at it. It's coming along. So, yeah, with this sort of stuff, guys, just take your time. Even if you don't have experience, just have a go. I've actually, I'll show you the roof repair I've done as well. So this is one of the rust repairs that I've done over here. There used to be a big rust hole right there. So that's repaired, and I've got some matte black over that, and I'm going to scuff this whole thing up once I'm done with a Scotch-Brite and blend it all in. Probably actually overlay some matte black over here, and or flat black, whatever you want to call it, and I'll obviously fix this rust here. But it's coming along all right. I've just want to get this side done, well, not done, but close to done, so I can get a good look at it and see what it's going to look like. But as you can see, we're getting closer and closer every week. Got the nose cone back on, got the other guard on. I've given this a once over with some flat black in here, but you can still see down under here. See, it's the panel that we were using. Everything is all back in there now. It's all bolted up. The only thing that's not bolted up is this guard. And we're ready to go. So next video is a burnout. I'll give you a look at this other side as well, just so you can see, because this is the first time I've actually had this thing all together, and I'm pretty happy with it so far. I'm going to matte black the whole thing. Yeah, it's just the look I want to go with this car. I'll paint all the firewall and everything. It's all going to get flat black, and then I might do some Reese's Shed decals or something down the side. Haven't decided yet. Maybe go Reese's Shed 12s for 2K or something. But yeah, guys, here it is. So nose cone's on, bumper's on, guards are on, exhaust is all back on, dizzy and everything's on, fuel system's hooked up. Look at this. It's all back together. Got a spot of rust down here that I've got to take care of. Same on the other side, and then a bit down here. And then that's it. Oh yeah, up here as well, still got this one to do. So if you remember, the other side was the same as this, which is no longer like that. So yeah,
that's it. We're closer and closer every week. So next time I see yous, this thing will be turning tyres. So appreciate yous all sticking around and watching, and I appreciate everyone watching every week and the comments and likes and whatnot. Pretty excited for this one, so really looking forward to turning the key next week and getting this thing fired up in the shed and doing a burnout. Got brakes, got everything there. I do have, I've still got to get the transmission working. I haven't managed to get that sorted out just yet, but hopefully, cross fingers, it is a good transmission. If it's not, I'll just rebuild it, and I'll do that here in front of you guys. But yeah, happy with it. Really happy. So that's it, guys. Now, if you like what you see, like, comment and subscribe. It all helps the channel grow, and I love hearing from you guys. Also, the membership side of things, if you guys are interested, that's still available. Had a bit of a hiccup during the week because I haven't been doing videos for a while with the loss in the family and that, and I got an email about the monetization thing, which I didn't even realise I was monetized, but monetization had been postponed due to paperwork side of things or whatever, because I hadn't addressed any of the emails they'd sent me. But the memberships are still available. I just can't get paid for them until I've organised that. But I've had too much on my plate. But anyway, can't wait to see you back next week. It's going to be a big one. Really excited for it, and hope to see you all there. So see you next time. Cheers.